Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. So in today's card making video, we're going to be playing with our overlay foils again. I am really loving playing with these at the moment, and I think they're just a great addition to any card maker's stash. It's just a great way of stepping up your stencil designs or adding a little bit of shimmer and shine without kind of taking away from the whole design on your card. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to be using the Bitsy Bloom stencil from Concord and 9th, the Kristina Werner line. These stencils are really versatile because they're so big. They measure 6 by 9 inches. They're layering stencils as well, so there's lots of ways that we can use these. And I'm going to start off first of all by just doing some ink blending. So I've got my Altenew sticky mat on my glass mat, and then I'm adding a piece of white cardstock. And I'm going to start with the stencil that's got the leaves on first of all. These stencils, although they layer over the top of each other, it doesn't really matter what order you do them in, so long as you do the centres of the flowers last. But you'll see that the stencils have all got the etching on the bottom, so they've got the stencil name and brand, and then that just helps you know which way round to use the stencils when you're lining them up. So as my cardstock panel is quite big and only a little bit of the stencil is touching the sticky mat, I have just popped my magnet on it as well. These magnets from Glassboard Studio are really strong, so even though I've got the cardstock, the stencil and the grip mat, the magnet is still holding on as well. So I'm just coming in first of all with light Spruce. This is a Gina K Designs ink cube. I'll be using Gina K Designs inks today for my ink blending. And I took the inspiration for the colour palette from the back of the packaging. Sometimes this is a great way to start when you're not sure what to do or how to create with a new product. So I just kept it nice and simple. I'm now coming in with lovely Lavender, and then I'm going to use a smaller blending brush to add some Plum Punch, which is a darker purple, just to some of the flowers. I used the Waffle Flower background blender brush to add the lovely Lavender, and I absolutely love those brushes. I wish I had a brush for every single colour. I've only got the set of 4 at the moment, but they just give such a smooth application of ink. So even on a stencil like this, where you've got lots of smaller elements and you really don't need a big blending brush, using that kind of blending brush just allows you to get the ink down really smooth and evenly and apply quick coverage. So I definitely will be investing in some more of those brushes over time, but at the moment I do just have the one pack. So on those blue flowers I added Blue Sky, and now I'm coming in with Cadet Blue. This is a really gorgeous colour, and I wasn't really sure how it would look on flowers, but it actually looks really pretty. It's almost like a teal, dark tealy green blue. Very, very pretty. So once I've done the ink blending, I'm now going to add that very first flower stencil back on top. And I'm just going to use this one stencil to add those little bits of foil highlights. So I'm going to use the Crafters Workshop Tacky When Dry Gel Medium. If you've watched my channel for a while, you know that I love this product, especially for foiling and gilding flakes and adding glitter as well. So I'm just adding this through the stencil now. I started with a metal palette knife, but to be honest, my Sizzix media tool was a lot easier to use. I really wanted to make sure that it was nice and even through all those small details, just so that when we add the foil, it's a lot easier and you don't get lots of little lumps and bumps. So once that's all smoothed out, I'll pop the excess back in the pot, and then you want to go and wash your supplies straight away. So I'm going to go ahead and wash my sticky mat, my stencil, my palette knife, and then leave it to dry. And when it's dry, it goes lovely and clear, as you can see here. So I can now add the overlay foil. So this is from Brutus Monroe. It's called Magical Halo. I shared this in a recent video as well, just showing another way to use it. It's a new to me product, but I don't think it's new on the market. But it just adds that kind of hint of holographic foil to your design without taking away from the design completely. So when you're using this foil, you want to make sure that when you hold it in your hand, it curls away from you. That way you know that's the way you want to place it down on the cardstock. If you place it the other way, you could end up ripping your cardstock or just not transferring foil at all. So you do want to be mindful of that when you're working with this. It is obviously a little bit tricky to work with because both sides look identical, but the way they fold is how you know which way to use it. So once I've added that down all over my panel, I'm then going to run it through my die cutting machine. And all I do here is pop it between my plate sandwich, as if you were running through a die, but without the die. You can also add a shim of cardstock for a little bit of extra pressure if you need to, and then you can peel the foil off, and that way you get the best transfer of foil. Now, for some reason, it did rip my cardstock a tiny bit when I peeled it off, but not enough to take away from the design, so I'm still going to be able to use this panel. You might catch it on a close-up photo in a moment, but yeah, because it's such a big panel, I can trim it down and avoid those areas. But you can just about see there that lovely hint of holographic shimmer that the foil has added to the design. So I'm now going to add the centres of the flowers, and to do this I'm going to use Lunar paste in the colour Breakup Blue. This is like a really nice periwinkle. It's almost got like a hint of purple or lilac in it. Really, really pretty and shimmery. So I'm just adding that through the stencil with a palette knife. And this just shows you that you can add a texture paste over the top of foil. So that's just another way that the product is just so versatile. I'll just leave it to dry while I wash my stencil and palette knife, and about 15 minutes later you can see it's all nice and dry now. So I am going to turn this panel into a card. I'm going to try and avoid some of the areas where I tore the cardstock a little bit, but to be honest, with all the detail you can't really see it. So I still think that other section will be able to be used for a card as well. I'm trimming it down to be 3 3/4 by 5 inches, and that way it will just leave a nice border around the edge of the card as well. I am going to be making a top folding 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch card today, and I'm going to use a panel of lilac coloured cardstock that's 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches behind that panel. I've got the thin and thick Hello dies from Concord and 9th Kristina Werner, and I've got the thin Hello cut out in some holographic cardstock. So I thought that was on my desk ready to use, so I thought I'll use that today. But it does get a little bit lost in the background, so I am going to cut the shadow die out of some vellum, and that will just help mute the background a little bit, but without covering up all of that pretty design that we've created. So to finish the card and put it together, I'm going to use my corner rounder punch to round the corners on the card, the front layer of lilac cardstock, and then also the main panel, the decorative panel that we've created. It's easier to round the corners before you attach a coloured matte layer, because otherwise it just gets a little bit too thick for the punch. But obviously if you've got something a bit stronger than mine, maybe like the crocodile, then maybe that would be easier to use on something like this. I've added some foam tape to the back of that pretty pattern, and then to stick my sentiment down to the vellum, I'm just using a few dots of the Barely Arts liquid glue. Because you've got that fine tip adapter, you really can add just tiny dots of glue, so you know it's not going to ooze out onto the vellum. I'm going to keep that nice and flat, so I'm just going to stick that down directly onto the card panel, and again to do that I'll add some dots of glue just behind the letters so that you can't see that through the vellum. And then the sub sentiment that says "How are you doing?" that's from the Kristina Werner checking in stamp set, so I'm going to add a little bit of foam tape behind that and stick that down. I wasn't sure whether to centralise it or pop it to the right hand side, but I do decide to go for the centre. And then that is the card finished for today. I didn't want to add any gems or sequins because there's so much shine and interest on the card already. And I really hope that you've enjoyed seeing this card come together. So as always, all the products that I've used will be linked in the description box below. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you've enjoyed this tutorial. It really helps me out. Don't forget to subscribe as well if you're not subscribed to my channel. And as always, I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.